Hello and welcome back to Frogboy X1 Gaming. I'm Andrew, and today we're going to be just talking about PlayStation 5 a little bit with this whole VRR thing with, well, essentially my PlayStation experience since the beginning. Now I'm going to say this. I must just be really unlucky with my PlayStation 5 experience, or maybe my expectations are just way too high. Like, I don't know. But to tell you the truth, it's like this has just become more and more irritating as it keeps going. Like, there's no freaking reason for it to be like this. Now, the other day I made that video and I was talking about the PlayStation 5 being like wow, man, this is great. VRR is really like improving the experience, you know? And yeah, clearly it was a placebo effect. But then I just made another video today showing you that yes, my Vizio does support 120 hertz VRR refresh rate. Like it does. It works. It works with Halo. It works with everything. I don't understand it, man. It's like, I mean, I don't necessarily think the PlayStation 5 is a bad console. It's just, I don't know, man. After last generation, you know, seeing what the PlayStation and Xbox One X, you know, the PlayStation 4 Pro and Xbox One X could do. When both of these new consoles came out, you know, they were toting, yeah, man, double the power. And in the PlayStation's case, almost 2.5 times the power of the PS4 Pro. I was like, wow, man, that's going to be freaking pretty great, man. That's going to be awesome. PlayStation 4 Pro was what? 4 terabytes? This thing is 10.28 teraflops or whatever. So that's 1.5 times more powerful. That's just if you're just going off of those numbers, off a good old GCN power. That's 2.5 times more powerful. You know, faster CPUs in both of them. 3.5 in the PlayStation 5. You got 3.8 in the Xbox Series X. You're like, wow, man, maybe these things will really be able to do 4K at 60 frames a second. I mean, they got double the power. You would think they would at least be able to do that, right? So I mean, you got to understand, that was kind of my expectations. I was like, yeah, dude. And so I went all in. I was like, yeah, man, I'll get them both. You know, I'll go get an OLED, you know, a 4K, 120 hertz, all of that stuff. You know, I get all of that. And then I run into these surprise mechanics with the PlayStation 5 all the time. It's like, yeah, dude, you go out and you spend $1,300 on a TV. I mean, granted, this TV's been as low as $899 now, so I mean, it's not like it's the like top of the line or anything, but I mean, it's a pretty solid TV, you know, for the most part. And I'm like, gosh dang. And then you run into another PlayStation surprise mechanic. It's like, first it's like checkerboard, and you're like, wait a minute, this thing is like 1.5 times more powerful than the older checkerboard machine, and now we're getting checkerboard again. I was like, oh man, whew, that really sucks, man. And then they're like, all right, now we're gonna have cinematic mode. I'm like, what's cinematic mode? Oh, that's super pretty 4K 30 frames a second. I'm like, why? Why would we do that? Do we really need to stoop that low? I mean, seriously, like 30 frames a second? I thought we were moving away from that this generation. And so I was surprised. You know, I'm surprised by hearing the word checkerboard with the PlayStation 5. I'm surprised by 4K 30. I'm surprised by we believe in generations, but now I'm playing PlayStation 4 games, and now I'm paying $70 for PlayStation 4 games. You know, another surprise. It's like, surprise, we upgraded your games, but we're going to need $10. And I'm like, ooh, it's a surprise, man. I've been surprised every time. And so when they're like, finally like, yeah, man, we're going to bring out VRR support, and it's going to be available this week, I was like, nice, man. Let's see how this does. You know, granted, like, both of these consoles have pretty much been pretty close to keeping it, you know, like the 60 frames a second. So, I mean, the very first game I tried on this, like literally the first game I tried on the PlayStation 5 with the VRR was Elden Ring, of course. Elden Ring, yeah, like if it's running at 60 frames a second, you know, and what did I do? I straight up said, yeah, this feels closer to the Xbox version now. Because it does. It feels smoother. It feels more, it feels better to play. It's not like the screen's not shaking, in your face while you're doing things, and that's cool, man. I was really appreciative of that, and I mean, I still am appreciative of that. And if you're a PlayStation fan and it's working for you and you're getting a better experience, yeah, dude, that's what we want, like. I get a lot of fanboys in my comment section, freaking out about like, hey man, the PlayStation 5, and it's like, dude, if there's like legitimate problems like with the PlayStation 5, then yeah, man, people want to know, because it's not just you fanboys out there that want information, man. There's a lot of people out there that are just like me, that are regular gamers, just like everybody else, that decided to, hey man, I spend a lot of money on this stuff. I might as well start reviewing it and like get to know people and like put together a YouTube channel and see how that goes. And man, this was an experiment at first, like it really was. But now I've found that I really enjoy doing it. I really enjoy being part of this community and creating content. And yeah, dude, PlayStation takes center stage a lot more than it deserves on this channel. Like it really does. I've invested just in the last couple of days like 15 hours into trying to figure out this VRR thing, man. Trying to give people some honest content, about it. And yeah, dude, I literally was blown away after I switched it to automatic, and like things were just feeling better and looking better, and like all the crispness was back, and I wasn't losing resolution no more. I was like, man, this is great. This is actually pretty good. It's not bad. And then here come the PlayStation fanboys into my comment section, being like 100% rude and stuff. And it's like, my TV works just fine with my Xbox and my Xbox Series S. Like it works just fine. I get my 120 frames a second VRR, and you can watch it fluctuate. Like it fluctuates. It's working. It's obviously working. I had a person in my comment section trying to tell me that it's not even giving me 120 frames a second. It's just 60, but it's pretending to do 120 frames a second, man. I don't know if you guys like really believe the stuff that you guys say, because like I don't. Like, I mean, there's so much misinformation out there around the video games and consoles, and there's so many fanboy warriors out there on both sides getting everybody hyped up and all of that stuff. And I've really tried to avoid that the best I can. I've really tried to avoid that. I really don't try to hype anything, but I am going to start bringing some more hype to this channel, because let's face it, man, we're video gamers and we want to be hyped. And when I do that hype, it'll be speculation and things that I hope for, stuff like that. I'm not going to do none of the rumor stuff and get everybody all spun up and be like, oh yeah, dude, we're going to get an Xbox show next week. I'm not going to do that stuff to you guys. Oh yeah, they're going to announce a new cool game. I don't want to do that to you guys. I just want to have a community that we all like get to know each other and like hang out and stuff. And there's a lot of you in here that really do participate in this community, and you guys give helpful tips and all kinds of stuff in the comment section, and I'm so grateful for you guys for doing that, because like I have a full-time job too, so I can't just like devote all my time to answering questions and stuff. So I'm so thankful for you guys being in the comment section and helping people that are new to the channel or that are just coming in and stuff, because this channel is growing, and it is getting bigger, and it is getting a little bit more stressful, to try to. And it's pretty hard to try to find something to be creative every day. And yeah, clicks matter. They do, obviously. And when and you guys have noticed, I don't delete anything that I make. I don't delete any content that I make. I leave that up there, and then I deal with it. I just let it roll, and I deal with it if like 2 days ago, I was freaking super happy about the PlayStation 5. The very next day, just talking to somebody on Twitter that brought up this issue. I came home. I diligently, for 5 hours, tried to figure out what was going on. And I was like, yeah, man, you're right, dude. I came to the same conclusion. It's just not giving me anything above 60 hertz in the refresh rate for the VRR. And I'm like, wow, dude, this is and then I sat back and I thought about it for a minute, because I hadn't played SpiderMan Since they put out the patch for to let you run at 40 frames a second like they did with Ratchet and Clank. Like I hadn't played it since then. So I'm getting in there and I'm thinking, like, yeah, dude, this isn't bad. I mean, this feels pretty smooth. This feels pretty good. And then you get over to the 60 frames a second, and that one feels pretty good too. And I'm like, wow, that's definitely different. I'm like, wow, this actually feels pretty good. And I'm sitting there and I'm playing it and I'm hyping myself up. I'm hyping myself up. The excitement is just pulling me in, and I'm like, whoa, whoa. It's amazing that the PlayStation is starting to do this. Like, this is cool. This is what I wanted. And then boom, my hopes, my dreams, everything just crashes down. Just crashes down like it always does with this PlayStation 5 experience for me. And I'm like, seriously. You're right. The other day when it first came out, I went into it with skepticism. Of course, man. Like, I've been let down by the PlayStation 5 plenty of times this generation. Plenty of times already. I'm like, oh gosh, don't want to put, and then right when I start believing in the Sony magic again, boom. My hopes, everything is crushed. And I'm like, my gosh, dude, like, why can't I just get a solid experience? Why does it have to be the stars have to line up exactly right for me to do that? I have to have a specific TV, and I have to have a specific cord, and I have to have specific settings set in there. Why? Why can't it just be like, I'm so used to the Xbox being such a seamless experience that why can't it just work like that? Why can't it just work just like that? Why does it have to be, you have to have, I'm not going to go buy another TV for this PlayStation 5. I'm sorry, I'm not going to do that. It's tempting as it is. Yeah, I mean, everybody's saying the LG CX and all these are like the best TVs in the world to have, and I'm thinking, I'm just like, I don't necessarily need the best. I just need it to work. You know what I mean? Like, I paid for that. I put out a message to both PlayStation support and Vizio support. Only one of those guys got back to me. Only one of them got back to me, and you'll never guess who it was. Vizio. They're well aware of the problem. They're working on it diligently to try to find a fix for it. Whether that's just PR market speak or whatever, at least they got back to me. As of right now, PlayStation, let's see. PlayStation, have you gotten back to me yet on this? Sadly, no. 3 hours ago. And I told Vizio, I was like, I'm like, this is frustrating, man. How am I supposed to have faith in your products if I can't get, the simple, like the simple things that it's supposed to have? And I said the same thing to PlayStation, because I don't know which one of them are to blame. I don't know which one of them are at fault. But I do know that I'm giving Vizio the benefit of the doubt just because of the fact that my Xbox Series X and S run flawlessly on this TV after the patch that it got back in October. It works, and it works just fine. And I've used it multiple times. I use it all the time, daily. I'm always using it. So that's basically all I really got to say, man. I just don't understand. Like, why am I so unlucky with the PlayStation 5 experience? Like, why? What did I do? What did I do wrong with this? Like, when I first started making the videos, I was like, yeah, dude, the Xbox is a better value. And it is. And it still is. It's a better value. You can get way more bang for your buck with the Xbox. The PlayStation 5, it does have the exclusives, but I mean, let's be honest now. Let's 100% be honest. How many of you guys are still really playing the exclusives? Seriously. Like seriously. I haven't played SpiderMan since I played on it for a little while, checked it out, looked at the graphics, because I already beat both of the games. Maybe every once in a while I'll go back in there, but I haven't played them for a long time. I mean, let's be honest, man. Like, how much are you guys playing these exclusives? I mean, yeah, they'll get more play now. More people are going to be willing to go out and run out and buy a copy of Spider-Man just so they could see their VR artwork. Like, I get it, man. I'm a gamer, dude. I do that kind of stupid stuff. I bought Ratchet and Clank, man, because I wanted to see what my PlayStation 5 could do. So, yeah, like, I get it. I understand, man. We're all gamers, and we're all here trying to do the same thing. But, yeah, man, you guys don't need to be so rude in my comment section. I do care about my PlayStation. I do love it. And I mean, theoretically, I mean, honestly, I would just like the problem to get fixed. I just want to be able to experience that PlayStation greatness that you guys keep telling me is so wonderful and so great, because man, I still have yet to truly experience that. And the other day, like seriously, that was the closest I've gotten to being like, wow, man, had that thing panned out and turned out to be good, I probably wouldn't have been as I probably wouldn't keep like, down talking the PlayStation 5 as much as I did, because I'd be like, all right, man, this is cool. This is giving me a solid experience. And then we could have just moved forward with, content with on both consoles, and praise them both of them for their good things, and talking, about the things that don't work so right. And like seriously, man, Xbox has been such a seamless experience. And man, I've gotten such solid quality out of my third party games that if they're not hitting that, that upper frame rate, dude, they got the resolution to back it up. And then I'm just like, all right, cool. Now I can play that with VRR and it works just fine. So I don't understand. Like, let's just move forward with this. Whatever. If you like this content, don't forget to like and subscribe. There's links in the description for new merch, for the monitor, for, Aniba if you need some games and you need a discount. Aniba's pretty cool. Really is. I've bought a few games now. I just bought another one. I bought Batman Origins. I was able to find a code on there. It's freaking pretty awesome, man. Especially being on the PC now, being able to go back and like find some of those older games that I'm like, yeah, man, I didn't really get a chance to play that, but boom, now I pick it up and it works. So it's pretty awesome. If you haven't checked out Aniba, check them out. There'll be a link in the description, and I will see you guys in the next one.